Hello everyone, we're going to take a look at a few of the features of LazyCam Pro, which is not yet available. However, we do want to have a few videos online to show people how to use it when it comes out. One of the most requested features for LazyCam over the past few months has been the ability to offset or pocket, because people find it difficult to deal with G41 or G42 issues. And pocketing is something that they need cam for. Since LazyCam is meant for people without cam programs, we'll take a look at how that can be done. As you can see, I just loaded a little 5-inch strange shaped contour. We're going to clean that up first so that it's one chain and in order. And then we're going to select the pocketing menu. And when we do that, you can see a toolbar has just appeared showing us our pocketing variables. Now the first thing we're going to do is an offset. When I click on the chain, you can see that our chain, going by the direction arrow, is currently going counterclockwise. It's important to note which direction your chain is doing when you're doing an offset, because you don't choose inside or outside to offset, you choose left or right, just like a CNC program would expect to see with a G41, G42 type of command structure. So we have a chain here which is going counterclockwise. If we were to compensate to the left, that would be the inside. Always look at the direction from the point of view of the arrow which is on the screen. The left of this arrow is here, therefore it would be an inside correction. So here we have a tool diameter. We've got it set to 0.1. I'm going to bump this to 0.2. It's a small chain, so we can't use too large a tool. We've said to the left, so we should compensate to the inside. And we're just going to push mill tool offset, and there is our inside chain. Now some of you would want that to pocket out this chain and leave as good a contour, as good a representation of your original contour as you can. In order to cut that, you would simply double click on the original layer. You can see it's highlighted. Right click and say disable layer, and there is our contour that you would wish to cut. You can post that to Mach 3 directly, and you can also set, when you select that pocket, so that it's highlighted, you can now select its cut depth, the number of passes, and so on. You can see at the moment down here, whether you can read that, I don't know, its current depth is currently set to -1 with a pass depth of 1, which means it's only going to be one cut. If we were to set the pass depth to 0.5, for example, now we're going to do it in 2 cuts. This top cut doesn't count. If I turn off the correct, you can see it's a gray ghost, and the other 2 cuts are what is going to cut. And that could be posted directly, and you've now got an inside contour. Let's do the same thing with an outside contour. I'll load the same chain. First thing we'll do is clean it up. Then we'll go to our pocketing, select the chain. We're going to select right side this time so that we get an outside contour. We're still at 0.2. The tool diameter will be remembered each time you start or go to the offsets, so remember to check it to make sure that it's appropriate for the tool that you're going to use. We'll hit mill tool offset, and as you can see, we now have an outside boundary. If for some reason what you're looking to do is clear material away from an island, you could continuously hit mill tool offset, and as you can see, it will build a roughing layer which you could use to rough material away from a centerized post. Okay, so let's load the same thing again. We're going to clean it up and select our chain, and now we're going to look at a spiral pocket. As you can see, we have tool diameter at the top, a step over, 50% of the tool diameter, a finish amount, which you can use in conjunction with a mill tool offset. You could do a final mill tool offset, which would clean up what you have left with your finish amount. Overhang is set to 50. Overhang will not normally affect you. Its purpose is that if you did not have a closed chain, say you had a single straight line that you wish to pocket, it determines how far away from that line it will stop pocketing, because obviously you don't want to pocket out to infinity if you just have a open pocket. The zigzag angular parameter at the top of the screen is only used for zigzag pockets to select the bias angle of your pocket. Clockwise determines whether or not your spiral pocket is going to go clockwise or counterclockwise. Out in or in out selection selects whether you're going to pocket from the center of a chain inwards or from the outside of a chain inwards, or the inside of a chain outwards. You get what I mean. Right or left is something which would not be used for a pocket operation. Pockets always pocket to the inside of the selected chain. For example, let's take a look at a spiral pocket. You can see with the tool that we had, we could not pocket some areas. Other areas we could pocket. If I destroy that layer by deleting it, and we repocket this with a different size tool, let's go to a 0.1 size tool and spiral pocket this again. You can see that we can now reach many of the areas that we could not reach before, and obviously the smaller tool you use, the more of this shape that you've decided to pocket you will be able to pocket. You'll notice that we're set off from the boundary curve a fair amount because we have a finish position of 0.1. The finish keeps it away from that outer boundary by the amount that you've specified. Let's take a look. Let's turn off that pocket again by deleting it. And let's select a zigzag pocket. Now the zigzag pocket works the exact same way. You can see we have a 45-degree bias zigzag pocket. Again, the finish is keeping us away from the edge a certain amount, and you're pocketing as much of that pocket as you can do. Now you'll notice that the pocket is in one layer. The gray ghost layer shows at the top of the surface, and the blue layer is now showing the bottom of this pocket. If we went down to the, if we select that pocket first and then go down and change the pass per depth to 0.5, you can see that we now have two pockets, two pocketing operations, which will take us down to our full depth. Let's take a look at another example, another simple example. Here we have a collection of objects which we will clean up. You must clean up your objects before pocketing. The reason for that is you may have an island. For example, take a look at this chain I just selected. On the inside we have two other objects. The pocketing will take that into account. These objects, you'll notice, are now pocketed without touching the inner object. Secondary to that, it will pocket the inside of the inside object in order to clear it out. If you had two more objects inside here, it would clear the second object inside. If we select a circle and do a zigzag pocket, you can see it works on circles or squares. Some of them won't make too much sense to you because there's not enough room for your tool to pocket it. So if we lower this tool diameter down to a 0.05, for example, and then do a zigzag pocket on this one, you can see that we actually can pocket almost anything close to where we want. And again, you can set the depths and so on. These can be posted directly to Mach 3 and you will cut your pockets. Don't forget to turn off any contour which was used to create the pocket, because you may not want to cut that contour. If you do, it will obviously affect the size of your end product. To turn off such a contour that you only used for planning, just select the contour so it shows you what layer it's on, double click the layer, right click and say disable layer. There we have just the pockets, and Mach 3 is ready to pocket out those areas. That's it for now. You have boundaries, zigzag pockets, and spiral pockets, and that is basically how you use them. It will automatically take into account islands and so on for you. So we hope that this makes it a lot simpler for you to do those jobs where you want to pocket out or clear away material. We'll provide more videos as more features get added.